Good morning, everyone. Saturday morning, it's the 16th of December. We're starting a new project today. Mark is going to be reading through a little pamphlet booklet. Not copyrighted. It's called The Manner of the Kingdom, and it's written by a guy by the name of Cleve Brantley, Brantley. And I think it deserves a read. And if you're interested in getting a copy of this little booklet, I think you can get it from the Chapel Library out of Venice, Florida. Again, Mark is going to be reading from page 1 to almost the bottom of page 3 this morning in this book. The Banner of the Kingdom by Cleve Brantley. Page 1 through 3. 1 Samuel 8. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his firstborn was Joel, and the name of his second Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre, and took bribes, perverted judgment. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together, and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord. The Lord said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people and all that they say unto thee, for they have not rejected thee, but they rejected me, that I should not reign over them. According to all the works which ye have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken to their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked of him the king. And he said, This will be the manner of the king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariots. He will appoint him captains over thousands, and captains over 50s, and will set them to ear his ground, and to reap his harvest, to make his instruments of war and instruments of his chariots. And will take your daughters to be confectionaries, and to be cooks, to be bakers. He will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards, even the best of them, and give them to his servants. He will take the tenth of your seed and of your vineyards, and give to his officers and to his servants. And he will take your men servants and your maid servants and your goodliest young men and your asses, and put them to his work. He will take the tenth of your sheep, and ye shall be his servants. And he shall cry out. You shall cry out in the day because of your king, which you shall have chosen you. The Lord will not hear you in that day. Nevertheless, the people refuse to obey the voice of Samuel, when they say, Nay, but we will have the king over us, that we also may be like all the nations, that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of the Lord. The Lord said to Samuel, Hearken unto their voice, and make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, Go ye every man unto his city. The manner of the kingdom, this is ancient history. Why bring it up? What has ancient history to do with today? What has the past to do with the future? The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Ecclesiastes 1:9. That which hath been is now, and that which is to be already been. And God requireth that which is past. Ecclesiastes 3:15. History repeats itself. The record of the past is the record of the future. The story of yesterday is the story of today. The present and the future are both rooted in the past. Time is not something apart. Time is the child of eternity. Today is the offspring of yesterday, and tomorrow the offspring of today. What happens today happened yesterday and will happen again tomorrow. There are no periods of time. Eternity is unending, and so time marches on. Time waits for no man because time is a part of eternity. What men mistakenly call periods of time are mere commas, brief hesitations or pauses of time, but of men themselves. Time never pauses or hesitates. It is men who pause, hesitate, and wavers, men who fail, not time. History repeats itself for two reasons. History is individual, invisible, and God is sovereign. God is King of eternity. God is King of eternity. Jeremiah 10:10 margin. Now unto the King, eternal, immortal, invisible, the only wise God, be honor and glory forever. Amen. 1 Timothy 1:7. God's purpose is eternal. Time, therefore, is that measure of eternity in which God brings his purpose to pass. Because God's purpose is one and eternity is one, nothing is over and done with as far as man is concerned. For with God who calls those things that be not as though they were, everything has always been. Romans 4:17. Events do not happen because of chance, caprice. Events do not happen because of chance, caprice, or accident. This is moral universe. Behind each event is a moral reason. Men reap what they sow. The law of sowing and reaping is inflexible and inexorable law of the universe from which nothing deviates. This being true, the truth is inescapable and undeniable that God is sovereign and he rules the universe. The strictly just and moral principles of time is part of eternity and therefore indivisible. All events are inseparably connected, that there is one and only one purpose to the universe, that everything moves to its goal. History is two words, a story, God's story, and God's story is the only true history. The chronicles of men are not history, they are either verifications or distortion of facts. The true history records two inviolable facts, absolute and immutable sovereignty of God and mystical. Utter failure of man, God's purpose moves on as inexorably as the stars. The true history is a record of that movement of God across the seas of time, the sure and final realization of his eternal purpose. In this record there is no discrepancy. God's purpose is always realized by himself, even when men fail to realize it all, or think the purpose has failed. The seeming discrepancies of history are all due to the failure of man, for while God always realizes his purpose, men invariably fail to realize that divine purpose in eternity, though some realize it in varying degrees.
Okay, thank you, Mark. Hope you all have a good weekend. Continue on this booklet tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow or Monday. We'll see what happens.